Now let's look into the capabilities of ChatGPT. We learned about ChatGPT now, right? So now we need to know how we can use what it can do, what ChatGPT can do for me. We have to look into that. That we will look in this session. That language generation. For example, ChatGPT can generate coherent and contextually relevant text responses in a easy conversational manner. It conversates in such a way that based on the targeted audience whom you want to respond it to, based on what questions they ask, it generates the response in a natural way of how a human will conversate with another person. In the same way, it replies to us. It has the ability to understand prompts. So what is prompts? Now let's say you ask a question to me, right? And then I give you an answer. You ask the question, that is called as your prompting, your prompt. That's the prompt. You ask a question, you ask me something, that's a prompt. That is called as prompt. So when you ask for a question, so that's the prompt coming to me as a machine, as an artificial intelligent machine. The machine as a robot machine, I generate a natural language output that will satisfy what you ask for. Next is contextual understanding. For example, in Google, we we give a keyword, right? Based on in the search, we give a keyword and we search for it. So we get an output for it, right? But what we get, the next we search something, we'll get something else. But what we asked before and what we asked now, what is the context behind it? Let's look into how we can explain that. See, the model has been trained in a vast amount of text data, enabling it to understand and leverage context effectively. So it's basically based on the data given to it. Different cultures will be there, different languages will be there, how each person communicate based on their culture, based on their gender, based on their age, all these with respect to context is mapped. That's how we can contextually map to a particular word. One word can mean anything, right? So same word can have a different meaning based on different cultures, different languages, different countries. Yeah. So we have to understand based on a context. Then only we will be able to clarify the meaning for that particular word, because meaning will change based on the context. It can incorporate information from various messages in a conversation to provide meaningful. That is very important, right? What you get as a response should be meaningful and contextually aware. So if I ask something, it should give me the answer relevant to it. If I ask a second question, it should also be uh, coming within the same context. It should not go deviate to give something completely different domain. So that's very important, and that's one of the advantage the ChatGPT bot or the other bots have. Creative and flexible. For example, ChatGPT has the capability to generate creative and diverse responses. If I have to give an example for this, if you ask for an article to write a story, right? Give a prompt with the creative keywords, then you are instructing the machine to generate something, use its creativity based on the patterns, use a creative output, give me a creative output. It can produce different outputs given the same prompt, allowing for interesting and varied interactions. For example, in a Google, if you go and search for a particular keyword, based on the keyword's value, most pages coming in the front page are relevant to that keyword, right? It's not giving different pages, different links for the same keyword when you press multiple times. No, the first page comes first page, which has its ranking. Whereas this chat GPT Every time you ask for, it will give you a different response. Okay, same question, same context, but it can generate different responses. Language translations. So with the help of ChatGPT, we can ask for it to translate from one language to a different language. ChatGPT can assist us with language translation by providing translations for text prompts in different languages. It can help users understand and communicate across language barriers. So I can communicate and ask, how do I say hello, how are you in French? It will give me that. If I ask for how to say hi, how are you in Arabic, it's going to give that. If I ask hi, how are you in German, it's going to give that. If I ask how are you in Russian, it's going to give that. If I ask similarly in Chinese, if I want to do different, if I want to communicate, then it can help us to translate and effectively communicate with the other person in Chinese language or any language. Information retrieval. ChatGPT can provide factual information and answer questions based on its pre-trained knowledge. So whatever the knowledge we give, based on that, whatever the inputs, whatever the data we give, based on the data, it has been trained. So it can be helpful in retrieving information on a wide range of topics, because still I'm a machine. Okay, so I'm a biological machine. Okay, so I take inputs. I go to a country. Let's say I go to India. India has different cultures. Different states have different cultures. Different cities have different cultures. So when I go and stay there, I understand about different cultures. Yeah, different cultures. So different cultures will have different type of uh, different way of communicating, right? So that information, that knowledge, all has been passed to me. So now if I meet somebody from a particular place in India, and I know about that culture, I can speak about in the similar language. Similarly, if I speak, for example, if I want to speak in a different language, so if I know how they interact in that language, then it will be easier for me to communicate, right? Yeah, so that pattern matching to give the factual information, I need to understand that culture, and that culture has been given to me, right? So when you ask, I should respond as a machine. I'm a human being, so I can easily map and correlate, right? So I don't need any prompts. So my eyes are prompts, yeah, my ears are prompts. So I look for what is information, and then my brain processes it, and then I give the reply. For a machine like ChatGPT or any other um, machine, we have to give an input, and then we have to specify which culture or which type of information we are looking for. Then it will give the relevant information.